Hey, thanks for joining me today. You're listening to The Sit Down with Roman Gray. We all know the pain of getting older, right? I feel like we all hear the same things over and over. Where did the time go? Wow, time really does fly. Oh wow, it's August already? I don't have enough time. Remember when we were children? It seemed like an eternity between Christmas or birthdays. But as adults, now these things just come and go in the blink of an eye. There was actually a study done a while ago about why as adults, it seems like time moves faster. But when we were kids, time seemed to move slower. During that study, they actually found a reason why that's the case, or why it feels that way for a lot of us. And basically, we as human beings thrive by making new experiences, having new experiences. It feeds us subconsciously, and that in turn makes our lives feel full, and like time isn't just slipping through our fingers. Having experiences can make time feel like it has this elasticity. Our brain ingrains new experiences into our memory. And when we look back on that time, it's usually through the lens of how many new memories we created. So basically, the more new memories we build, the longer that experience, that time period, will seem in hindsight. And I think it's funny because you hear all this shit about the importance or beauty of structure and routine and predictable habits and lifestyles, but you never hear about the other side of that. That it is just as important to have a period where you purposely let go of your routine and predictable lifestyle in order to feed yourself, metaphorically speaking. And right, of course, while I'm saying that, there has to be a balance, right? There's a tipping point where it can be unhealthy. You don't want to overdo lack of structure or just throw everything out the window to the point where your search for dopamine creates an unhealthy level of escapism for yourself. And I've been doing some thinking, and I realized that I've basically been doing this without realizing it. So let me explain. For the longest time, I've been the adventurous one, right? I've been the adventurous person, right? I've always gone out and seeked new experiences, try to visit new places, try new things, create memorable moments for myself. I took a second, realized I was tracing my roots back to my younger self. So much of adulthood is going back to who you were as a kid. And I realized that me doing all these things is me trying to find and rekindle my inner child. Children are always excited and intrigued by what they don't know. They are the most adventurous little things you will ever meet. Here's the catch though. It's easier to create memorable moments when you're a kid because everything is new to you, and therefore all these memorable experiences happen to you because everything is just so new. Whereas an adult, we need to seek out and create those memorable experiences because we've grown accustomed to so much around us. Our days are filled with more mundane things than exciting things. So it takes more effort for us to have these novel experiences, and because of that, we're less inclined to try and have those moments. Because it takes work, it takes effort. And we don't want to have to do things that take work and effort. It just sucks because it sort of becomes this one big negative loop. Our exhaustion feeds into our mundane routines, which furthers our exhaustion of having to do more when we don't need to, which in turn continues to push us away from creating novel moments for ourselves. And that cycle just continues over and over again. Everybody has a reason for why they do what they do or are trying to do. I innately have always been someone who enjoys trying new things and going out of my way if it means something different and exciting or even challenging. And even with all that said, for me, the main reason why I continue to seek out new experiences and create new moments for myself is that I have a gross fear of dying with regret. I don't want a life that can be summed up as should've, would've, could've. The saddest thing I can think of is being on my deathbed and wondering about the life I could have had if I had tried to do this thing or that thing. That single thought alone is the biggest reason why I push myself and always make way for new people and new experiences. That, but then also just the fact that I'm very stubborn and I am driven by existential questions and thought. To tie all this back together, we continually complain about not having enough time and that if only time would slow down. But there is enough time. To quote Seneca, it is not that we don't have a lot of time, but that we waste most of it. So it's up to us, as adults, to create memorable lives for ourselves, to sit down for a second and realize that life doesn't happen to us. It happens for us. And that these experiences and memories we want, we have to go seek for ourselves and make them happen. Life doesn't happen when you're busy sitting down waiting. So go out into the world, meet new people, do things that scare you. Go out and live.